Tirico along with Greg Olson. That is Jake Elliott getting this one started. Off we go from Lumen Field. From the 35, it's 1st and 10.
It just doesn't amount to much in the grand scheme of things.
Now they'll set up to throw. As he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. For a Seahawks 1st down.
That's good for a Seahawks 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
The first carry for the Spartans.
Nice job by the running back making the first guy miss, but it's the pursuit by the entire defense. Even though he doesn't get him down on his first try, the rest of his guys are all rallying to the ball, and they bring him down for a short gain.
Let's go now.
Once again, it's Walker.
He stepped out from the jump. I mean, once he diagnosed and knew where the ball was going, he got there in a hurry, and he put an end to that play really before it ever got started.
Third
and 9. Defensively, it'll set up a 4th down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
Trying to be a little too perfect there and hit right at the goal line. Continues into the end zone. It's a touchdown. Carry for the Rutgers Scarlet Knight, Isaiah Pacheco. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
1-yard gain brings up
from the 21. Here's 2nd and 9. From the shotgun, it's Curtis. He's got the 20-21 high field. That's DeVonta Smith. And knock him down up beyond the 30. On the scrimmage is the 31 as they line up 1st and 10. They'll run with Pacheco. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd
from
and
the 35. 7. Here's 2nd down and 7. They'll run. This is Jalen Warren. He's going to get 1st down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
Gain of 8. That's good for an Eagles 1st down.
Easy, 63, back.
8-yard pickup. And now it's Curtis.
He finds Hollins on the ground. And they'll get about a pass will be needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
Gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5. At the
he's usually such a reliable target in the passing game, Mike. We just don't see him struggle to come down with catches like that all too often. And when you're one of the go-to guys on your team, I know the hit's coming, but guess what? It feels a lot better after you take that hit after a catch than it does after a drop.
On third down, it's Hurts. That's complete. Tight end got it. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
Eagles first down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Eagles.
A handoff to the tackle. And pick up 3 or maybe 4. Big Leonard Williams brings him down.
4 yards on the pickup. Second and 6.
Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground and stay with the tackle. And they'll take this to about the 48-yard line. Linebacker Ernest Jones ends that play. Here's a third down and 4. Ball run up the middle with Pacheco. And he's going to be taken down here. Looks like a pretty good spot, though, yes. He's got it. That's a first down.
What a nice drive this continues to turn out to be. I mean, to continue to maintain possession and sustain this drive, you can feel the defense is starting to wear down. So they had an opportunity there to get off the field and come away with a third down stop, but they pick up just enough and get a fresh set of downs.
And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away. And that'll set up second down.
Nice example there, Mike, with the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
On second down, Hurts. They try to set up the screen, but that is the following play.
So one of the elements of a good screen game is the quarterback having the timing in his head to know, I want to hold the ball long enough to get the rush to commit to me, to set up the blocking and set up the back behind them. But I also can't hold them on forever because then I don't have an opportunity to deliver the ball. So it was really more of the latter here where he's trying to hold on as long as he can. The pressure just gets to him a little too fast and the ball falls incomplete.
And on third down, that ball's incomplete.
Every so often, Mike, you can see these offenses, and it looks like the passing game gets a little bit too predictable. And as the defense continues to flood the back end of these zones with extra defenders, they're continuing to force this quarterback to not only make some difficult throws, but to put the ball in harm's way.
Elliott's kick is good. And the Eagles are up to an early 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown. But at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball going to be spotted at the 35-yard line.
Drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on first down, but that's exactly the case here.
Lost 1 on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11.
Let's go now.
He's got the Alabama product, Robbie Oops. And first brought down, that pass is going to pick up 4 and bring up third down.
And 7.
So I don't think think his fullback was his primary option on that play, but a really nice job by the quarterback working quickly through his progression, getting the ball down to his big fullback, and he's able to pick up a nice gain.
What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? Target. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
The Seahawks.
A nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. They'll start on the ground with the checkup. Good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard.
From the 31, here comes a 2nd and a yard. Once again, it's the checkup. And I don't think he got that wrapped up in the line of scrimmage, and now you're looking at 3rd down.
32-yard line. It's a gain of a yard. And it's 3rd down.
And they'll throw here with Hurts. He's got this one complete to Goddard. So just a lone field goal in the 1st quarter of play. It's the Eagles with the early advantage. Greg and I back in the Great Northwest in a moment. Eagles in possession to start the 2nd quarter as they've got it with 1st and 10. On play action, Hurts. He'll let one go deep for Kirk. And he will go all the way. Touchdown, Philadelphia. It's his 3rd touchdown catch this year. A beautiful combination in the air there. The pass downfield and bringing it the rest of the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And it's really just a great route, Mike, and then a beautiful throw. The accuracy of the throw is what allowed the receiver not only to secure the catch, but then be able to turn it up and finish the play and find himself in the end zone.
Makes the score Eagles 10. Seahawks nothing. Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Dropped off for Walker. He'll be brought down just shy of midfield. Give him 14 on that play. One play, 1 first down.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. Quick throw, taken in. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
A bit of a quick hitter here, and what you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot, but they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short game.
He'll look to throw. That's into the hands of his receiver, Watkins. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
13 yards on the play.
Call it a gain of 13. First down, Seattle.
I always think you can tell pretty quickly how comfortable a quarterback is in their offense, Mike, by how fast they work through their progression and get the ball to their check down underneath. And in this case, with the depth of the defense, a lot of space in the short game, get them the ball, pick up the first down.
Back to the air one more time. Up this off to Charbonnet, incomplete. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple.
Second and 8 at the 31-yard line.
From the 31, here is second and 8. Look to throw yet again. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. It'll be a pickup of 10. It's good for a Seahawks first down.
That's another.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. And as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, this passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to the first down. What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field, and this is a great example here why.
From the 20, here's second down and 9.
60 Bison, 60 Bison.
He'll drop to throw. They'll try to set up the screen here with Walker. And the first and goal is down inside the 10-yard line.
A gain of 10 yards.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's first and goal. So anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand, get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball, modest gain.
Inside the 5, it is second and goal.
Here we go, set. Let's go.
Charbonnet will take it in. Success.
Touchdown, Seahawks.
Make no mistake about it, he may get the glory, but that does not happen without unbelievable blocking up front. So let's give the big guys all the credit in the world. He's able to displace the defense right there at the point of attack. That's about as easy a goal line touchdown as you're going to see all year.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline.
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchdown.
35-yard line.
Hurts looking to throw on first down. He'll get that complete to Isaiah Pacheco. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Man, he fit that it didn't really amount to much.
180, 180. No touch.
On the handoff, this is Pacheco. And he will go forward for about 5 yards. And sets up a third down.
With that remaining at the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
Great. Set. 180, 180. No touch.
A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And look, Mills got his man complete. And he'll be taken down as we tick down to the 2-minute warnings.
That's good.
That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down.
A gain of 14. And an Eagle first down.
Yeti. No touch. Set. No touch.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And we'll go right back to Goddard. He's got it again. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20.
More yards.
Short pass goes a long way. It works to the tune of 25 yards.
At the 17-yard line.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. They'll run it straight ahead with Pacheco. And the Eagles are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. Nice run there. Gets them down to the 6.
11 more yards.
And this offense just continues to chew up yards and get first down after first down. And defensively now, you find yourself a little bit on your heels. You're defending a goal-to-go situation. They need to step up here and get a stop.
From 6 yards out, it's 1st and goal.
Great. No touch.
Here's Pacheco. And this time they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss. And it's 2nd down.
A loss was definitely not something they had accounted or budgeted for in this spot. Now, I think it really limits what do you feel comfortable dialing up here on 2nd and goal.
Timeout Seahawks. That is their 2nd. And they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play.
Great. Set. Now look, Yeti. Hey, let's go. Trimmer. No touch.
Now Warren. And he's into the end zone. Jalen Warren. Touchdown, Eagles. His 6th touchdown now for the season.
Jake Elliott.
Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end.
The drag route. We used to say this is day 1 install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the catchability of the tight ends, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest hits. And what a nice job there, getting his feet down on the sideline to secure his first catch of the game. They need to continue to find ways to get him involved, however the opportunity presents.
1st and 10.
Go. Let's go. Panther 11. Cougar 19. Trap 60.
To throw. This one broken up.
what stands out to me the most in this first half, Mike, is just there's very little separation among these receivers downfield. The quarterback has to throw into a lot of tight windows, contested catches, and they continue to do a nice job separating the ball from the man.
2nd and 10.
19 Tiger, 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Mustang 19.
They'll look to throw again. Get that one to shove it in. Complete. And he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 4, but now it's 3rd down.
Defensive coordinators preach all the time, play pass defense with vision. It's exactly the case here. They're able to rally to the ball, keep that to a short game.
Here now, 3rd and 5.
Here we go. 60 by 6, 60 even. 18 run.
They'll throw out of the gun. This one's going to be taken in over the middle. That's 2 catches on this drive. This one for 10 yards and a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the
3rd
36-yard
downs,
line.
Mike, those are quarterback downs. Those are the downs where you tend to find yourself in a must-pass situation, and that's where the top guys in the league are still capable of overcoming it. So throw the ball downfield, be accurate with the ball. Winning on 3rd downs, that is a recipe for success.
And we'll get about 8 on that one. Most of it coming after the catch. It's 2nd
It's a
down.
gain of 8. Brings up 2nd
Not every
and 2.
pass has to be thrown
At the
downfield. You
28-yard
can
line.
rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
Throw behind his man. Can't reel it back in. And that'll go down as an incompletion.
Brings up 3rd
So as
down
halftime
and
looms,
2.
Mike, they have to find a way to capitalize on this drive right here and make sure they end the half with some sort of points. Now, that incompletion, not ideal, but at the very least, it stops the clock. Catch your breath, get back in the huddle, and this next play, it's got to be a gotta-have-it best play call.
Now a 3rd and 2.
Here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison. Warrior 70. Check go.
Now they'll set up to throw. Got it with Smith in Jigba. And he's taken down, but they are in business. This sets up 1st and goal. Now Seattle will use the final timeout as they'll stop with 17 seconds to go in half number 1.
Tag. 1918.
No look to throw here on 1st down. He's in. Very important. Touchdown Seahawks. Now Gay for the extra point. It's good. Seahawks will touch the deficit down to 4.
Seahawks 13. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
They didn't leave much time on the clock to put together a drive here at the end of the first half. And the kickoff's coming their way. Now return coming from the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Off the play fake. Hurts. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this first half.
Been a bit of a pedestrian game for this quarterback and ultimately this passing game here today, Mike. And I know they all would have loved to connect on that deep throw. I think that stat sheet would have looked a whole lot different, but just a little off in their execution and leads to an incompletion.
That's complete. A.J. Brown. And he's going to be taken down as time runs out on this first half of play. So we reached the intermission in what has been an entertaining one to this point. Back with the second half in just a moment.
To kick off for Seattle.
First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And he's down at 23, and that's where the offense will take over. They'll start this on the ground with Wally. And they'll manage to kick this ahead for a pickup of 5.
He was brought down at the 28-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5. Hurts. That one complete to Holland. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up 3rd down.
2-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
Great. 63.
That's Goddard in motion. 3rd and short. And Hurts will throw. That's complete. Tight end Goddard. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a 1st down.
I know, I'm biased. But listen, you can't convince me, Mike, that there's a better option on the field, especially when you got a guy like this that on 3rd down or critical moments, that's where the ball needs to go. The size, the speed, the matchup problems that he creates. If I was in a critical situation, there is no doubt he's done a really nice job making the most of his touches. They've made it a priority. Let's use this ground game to try to wear down the defense. And right now, it's one of the main reasons why they have the lead.
And he's not going to get away. They're going to bring him down on the other side of midfield.
We spent so much time, Mike, talking about these defensive backs and their ability in pass coverage. But when you also have a defensive back that can make plays in the run game, especially behind the line of scrimmage, man, those guys are just so hard to find. That was a heck of a job here by this guy.
On 3rd down, it's Hurts. This one broken up. It's incomplete. Good job separating the receiver from the ball. And it is 4th down. So the drive stalls out, and here's the Aussie, Mitch Wishnowsky, to punt. And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback
over
and
1st
come
down
out to the 20-yard
at
line.
their own 20-yard line.
Started a big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
60 Eagles, 60 smash. Big alert. Get up.
1st down, they'll keep it on the ground, and here's Charbonnet.
You know, what separates the really elite defensive edge players from everybody else is not only their ability to rush the passer. That's what everybody focuses on. But, man, the defensive ends that are good in the run game, those are the guys that never leave the field.
They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle. It's incomplete.
Intended for number 12.
And that's another brutal drop for an offense that has struggled to catch the ball up to this point. And yes, you can nitpick about ball placement and whatnot, but listen, the reality is at this level, if it hits your hands, you have to find a way to come down.
It's a pickup of 13 yards. First down, Seattle.
The Seahawks.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
They'll turn and hand this one off. Will Parker to the 15. He will score. Touchdown, Seattle. That's his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year.
You just don't see these kind of holes too often at this NFL level, Mike. And you can see once he got the ball, the clear line to the end zone, he doesn't get touched. And an unfortunate defensive breakdown here ends up costing him 6 points.
Makes the score Seahawks 20, Eagles 17. Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Safe pick taken at the 5. Now an opening has the 30. The return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. Hurts to the air on 1st down. That's a short one. Caught by Cobb. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Hurts goes down to his left. Will let this go for Goddard. Chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Dallas Goddard, that time. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 11-yard line.
Ready, set.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. Ruffles off to Charbonnet, complete. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 15-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 6. Bill looks to throw. To find the open man. That's Watkins. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9 yards.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
It's good for a Seahawks first down.
At the 45-yard line.
Big hole up the middle. The interior of this offensive line did a great job clearing some space. The back saw it quick, and he hit it. And next thing you know, he was in the secondary for a big pickup.
A couple of first downs has them out to the 45-yard line as it's 1st and 10. One is complete. And he brought down as we take towards the end of this 3rd quarter.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
So we are through 3. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Just shy of midfield. Here's 2nd and 6.
A 1-yard gain brings up 3rd and 6.
3rd and 6. He'll drop the throw. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there. Make things difficult defensively. It sets up 4th down.
It's now 4th down.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
And this is going to work out just fine. Kick goes out of bounds at the 5-yard line. On the ground to start the drive with Pacheco. Not much happening there, just a short gain.
Pacheco, taken down at his own 7-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
Look him up on a 2nd down and 8. Play action. Here's Hurts. That one pinballs around, but it is incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. Now it's going to be 3rd down.
And the defender does such a good job, Mike, not only putting himself in position to make the play, but how often do we see guys that are there and they just can't quite make it? In this case, he's there, knocks the ball down, really nice play.
On 3rd down, here's Hurts. Firing right side, brought in by Brown. And a good job here defensively. They did not let him get away. Well short of the first down mark. Here comes the Eagles punt team. We forced a punt, trailing here in the fourth quarter. This fielded inside the 35. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield.
At their own 46-yard line.
Ready, ready.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. He'll get this out to his running back. And he will be out of bounds right around the 35. 19 yards right away to kick off this drive.
Seahawks.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the fourth quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
They'll run it on first down and sharpen it. And good hard running there. He'll push his way forward. Gain of about 5.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
From the 29, here's second down and 4.
Let's go.
Back to throw. They'll set up the screen to Charbonnet. This one is missed out. Thrown up in the backfield. So the Eagles will use their first time out here. Talk things over before third down. They'll throw out of the gun. Get that one to Charbonnet, complete. Choke up on 14 on that one. First down, Seattle.
And this is what can happen when you're so worried about protecting the sticks, Mike. You force them to throw the ball underneath, but then you've got to be able to rally the ball and tackle. But they weren't able to do it before he gets the line to gain, and he ends up picking up the first down anyway.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10.
Let's go now. Let's go.
He's fighting to get back to the line of scrimmage, but can't get there. Dropped for the loss of a yard.
So these situations, Mike, are always very tricky for a play caller. Of course you want to keep the clock moving. You're just trying to run the game out and maintain this lead, but you also don't want to become overly predictable. So with the defense just selling out to stop the run, I think they have to mix in a few high completion percentage passes to just at least keep them off balance.
Last play went the wrong way. It sets up second and long. It's second down and 12.
60, trap 60, trap 60.
quarter, get the ball with the lead, and extend it to a two-score advantage.
Yeah, I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a two-score lead this late in the fourth quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Kickoff for Seattle.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kicks away. This fielded at about the 9. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll come up for 1st and 10.
Great, set. Delta.
Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. He's got his tight end Goddard working the middle of the field. And he's going to get this to the 37-yard line. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Two timeouts still left, but scoring quickly here, a must. It's 1st and 10. He keeps it himself, and he's going to be out of bounds just beyond midfield. A good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a 1st down.
When you find yourself trailing here late in the game, decision-making is critical. Not only is he able to extend the drive by picking up the 1st down with his legs, great job by the quarterback understanding, get out of bounds, stop the clock, save as much time as possible as they try to make the penalty.
He's good. He's short of a touchdown. We'll mark him out at the 2-yard line.
It's a pickup.
A big play and a much-needed one as well. Pick up of 46 yards.
1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
1st and goal.
Hey, easy, 60. Delta. Tiger Hornet. 180. Delta.
They'll drop the throw. A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down.
2nd and goal.
A great pass rush is like a closer in baseball. When you bring them into the game, it's all but over. That's exactly the case here. It doesn't result necessarily in a sack, but it was the hit that altered the throw just enough to end that play before it started.
They'll try it again from the 2. 2nd and goal. That's Goddard in motion. 2nd down throw for Hurts. He can cover that one quickly before the receiver knew it was going on. That's incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. And now 3rd and goal coming up.
Great, set. Delta.
That is incomplete. Here we go. There goes what could be their final play. It's 4th down.
4th down and goal.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like a touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on 4th down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3?
Now Seattle going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming.
Great, set. Delta.
Again, Hurts. And that is
step one. The offense did their job, get this thing back within one possession, so they're still alive. But now they've got to find a way to get a little bit of luck and find a way to get the ball back, and it's not going to be easy.
Now remember, all scoring plays are reviewed. Tight game, tight call. They're going to take a good long look at this one. So, ruled a touchdown originally. They didn't find any reason to overturn it, and it stays on the board. And this is no good. He missed the extra point, so they're unable to get back to within a field goal. This is a 4-point game in the fourth quarter. A one-score game late, you figure they got to have this one as they'll try an onside kick. The kickoff unit is out there, and they'll send this one away.
Good effort, just doesn't work out, but it's not over. Remember, they've still got 2 timeouts in their back pocket. They've got to use them quickly. They've got to get 3 stops, force a punt, and see what happens when the offense gets the ball.
Second down and 8. Once again, it's Walker. Trying to find someplace to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1.
A loss of 1.
You know, at this point, the defense has to sell out and stop the run. You know exactly what the offense is trying to get accomplished by keeping the ball on the ground. But now the question remains, are they willing to take some risk here and put the ball in the air on 3rd down, or do they play it safe and keep running the clock by keeping the ball on the ground?
Let's go now. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Shot alert, shot alert. Let's go.
Here's a run by Charbonnet. But he goes nowhere. Call doesn't pan out. It's going to bring up 4th down.
This play here, Mike, is just all about the get-off of the defensive line. Watch how fast they go when that ball is snapped. Nowhere for this running back except to go down for a loss.
The Seahawks sending out their punt team as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. And this is going to work out for them. Out of bounds, and they'll mark it inside the 10. Here's 1st down. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. Out to his right, taking a shot downfield for Smith. He'll be taken down at the 40-yard line. A big one here in the fourth quarter. It's a gain of 34.
A gain of 34 yards. 1st down, Eagles.
extra time. No timeouts to stop the clock as they get set here for a big first down. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down in bounds.
This is why the timing...
No challenge flags in the last 2 minutes from the sideline. All second looks will come from replay. And I think the referee's been buzzed here to get another look at this call, and it is a big one. Another try, 2nd and 10. Off the play fake, Hurts. He'll let one go deep. And they bring him down there, but it is inside the 10. It is going to be 1st and goal. It's a big play when they needed it the most. And even 50 yards.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
Here we go. One final play. And that is incomplete. They took the end zone shot of the final play. It's a heartbreaking finish. This one will come to an end. So it's a win here for the Seahawks. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball and will, matching each other point for point. In the end, a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That is the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olson and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. It's a win for the Seahawks. As we say, so long from Seattle.